Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toyscapades channel in Malaysia. Some news I want to cover today regarding these rumors on upcoming Masterverse Wave 5, is it? Yeah, well anyway, I'm still waiting on Wave 4 here in Malaysia. Anyway, this image has been shared online. I saw it circulating first on the Toy Habits Instagram page, and it originates from an Instagrammer called Canaldo Ros Mineiros in Brazil. Thanks guys for sharing this out. The image is quite blurry, of course, possibly as some part of an initial security measure, and it appears to be an upcoming assortment of Masterverse figures that includes the powered up version of Evelyn, Roboto, Stratos, and Frosta from She-Ra. Now this is a somewhat curious assortment. I don't think it's possibly from one straight wave. Possibly these are meant to be spread out over a few upcoming different waves or something like that. Just to share my brief thoughts on the figures here, when it comes to Evelyn, I definitely am a huge fan of the character. I think that she was the main standout of the Revelation cartoon series, both season 1 and season 2. In fact, her story was the one that I was most interested in finding out more about. But I think that when it comes to the action figures, I think that I pretty much have enough Evelyn figures. I mean, just the Evelyn that came with Masterverse Series 1, I think I'm good with that. If they wanted to do a re-release with Evelyn in her classic 80s outfit, okay, sure, let's go for it. But when it comes to more of the radical reinterpretations of the characters like we saw in Revelation, I like Evelyn when she became this, omnipotent, godlike being. I like the story arc there. I want to find out more about her character, definitely. I don't really think I need an action figure representation of it though. Yeah, I mean, even when he came to Scaligod, I think I talked about this in another video, I really didn't like the Scaligod action figure. I think watching him on the show was okay. I didn't like the character on the show as well either. But the action figure was, to me, kind of a huge letdown. So I'll stick to those Masterverse figures that more or less are representations of the figures as they appeared in their classic 80s incarnations. Stratos is on the list here as well, and I believe this should be based on his, I think he had a brief appearance, like a blink and you'll miss him kind of appearance on Revelation, if I'm remembering correctly. I think he was there, either in the first big battle that took place in the first episode, or either that or in the final climactic battle. It is definitely an appearance from him there. But I think that Stratos is just a character that I was never really completely into. If you saw some of my earlier videos where I reviewed the Stratos Origins figure, I think I talked about it as well. And last year just seemed to be a kind of year where we got two Stratos figures within just months apart of each other. We had the Origins Stratos in Wave 4 at the start of the year. And then months later, we had Wave 7, which had the mini comic Stratos, which made my list as the top most disappointing Masters of the Universe Origins figure of last year. Alright, so I think for now, I'm pretty okay with Stratos, as it is. I don't really need more action figure representations of him, but I understand that he's definitely a fan favorite. A lot of you are going to be very happy that he's here in this scale. So he's definitely, I can see, one of the standouts. Let me know what you think of him possibly appearing in Masterverse Wave 5. Let me know in the comments. Then we have the Frosta character, which is from the Princess of Power series, and this is based off her appearance, I would suppose, from the vintage 80s Princess of Power and not the recent Netflix reboot. Look, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I know everything about this character or that my memory of her in the line is like, tip-top, because I'd be lying, okay? I mean, honestly, just one look at me, you'll know that there's definitely no way that I know all there is to know about Princess of Power. All right, I know some of the main characters. All right, Frosta is probably one of them too. I vaguely remember her as a character. She's the princess of the Kingdom of Snow, a snow princess or something like that. Definitely, she has her fans. Okay, I'm probably not really one of them. Okay, I mean, it's like, I'm not really sure how deeply I want to get into the Princess of Power line. I know that they're probably going to do some of the main characters, and it's definitely great to see the Princess of Power logo, right? I love the logo, and I like She-Ra, okay? But as for the rest of the characters, for me personally, right off the bat, if I were to think about it, if I were to go so deeply into the line and just start collecting all of these action figures of all of these female characters, then I mean, then why shouldn't I also be collecting a bunch of Barbie dolls at the same time? All right, so I mean, honestly, look, I mean, what I want from the collection is just the characters that were part of the core Masters of the Universe line, all right? You know, the 100 or so characters, you know, just to complete that, you know, and versions of those characters in 6 scale. That's it. Okay, last but not least, we have Roboto. All right, now Roboto, wow, I sure do hope that Roboto is going to be making it. All right, I do wonder if he's going to be coming with that poncho. All right, remember in the cartoon, in the Revolution, season 1 or 2, I mean, he had the poncho on, remember? Yeah, it kind of made him look like Clint Eastwood a little bit. You know, he was like in disguise. Anyway, I'm really excited that Roboto. So Roboto is freaking awesome. And this is the first time that I think we're getting a 7-inch scale Roboto figure at commercial retail. The first time since the 2002 series. All right, the first time you're going to be able to get a Roboto of this size at the store shelves. All right, direct from the shelves. All right, not from some online retailer. Now, that 2002 Roboto figure sure is nostalgic for me because it's the first Roboto figure that I actually purchased and owned for myself. All right, it's the first time I had a Roboto action figure. And since we're talking about a 7-inch scale Roboto figure, I just had to pull down the 2002 figure off the cabinet. And I just realized that I don't really have all of his accessories. I do, however, have the giant mechanical claw. That thing's still here though. Thank you. The detailing on this figure is just insane. Just look at those giant mech-like boots. You know, this looks like a figure that, this is like a Roboto that Todd McFarlane himself would design. And it makes sense too because the designers were the 4 Horsemen that also worked on the Spawn figures. Now, Roboto does have some gimmicks, alright, which I hope are going to be replicated in the Masterverse figure. Like the moving mouthpiece here, when you turn the figure around from left to right, you know, the mouthpiece moves. And he's got a removable armor section that can be popped off and to reveal the internal gears. And these two move as well, just like the vintage Roboto figure, right? You move the figure around from left to right and the internal gears start to move. I do wonder if Masterverse will be replicating stuff like this. So far, Masterverse has not really been doing much of those gimmicks, all right, with the figures. Except for the fact that Scareglow did glow. But I do wonder when it comes to something like Roboto, are they going to be incorporating gimmicks like these? Alright, because this would be freaking cool. Okay guys, so those are my brief thoughts on what could be teaser images of an upcoming wave of Masterverse figures. Naturally, I'm most excited at the prospect of getting a 7-inch scale Roboto figure. Alright, that guy's just the one that I'm really looking forward to from this assortment of figures. But let me know what you guys think of all of these announcements and teasers. Naturally, I think that we're going to be getting some more concrete news hopefully this week. That seems to be the rumor, but let's stay tuned to that. Let's hear from you guys in the comment section below as well, and I'll catch up with you guys again real soon with more content. Thank you.